Welcome back to Inscryption and what I believe they referred to as the snow line. We've got 3 paths here. It's interesting because I can get some, but not all of the, like, if I was specifically only. Anyway, the paths are interesting. I'm gonna go for the cave, I think. Hoping that what I have... Trial of Bones, 3 drawn cards must cost at least 5 bones combined to pass. Trial of Wisdom, the 3 drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. Ooh. That seems like it's really hard unless you have really advanced cards. Trial of Health, 3 drawn cards must have at least 6 health combined. I think the one I have the best chance of is the health one. Let the trial of health begin. 2 from the mantis, 3 from the stoat, 3 from the raven. You have passed. Okay, so we have the fawn, the elk fawn, which evolves and has the porcupine effect, and this one which dodges the Maybe that's what I wasn't realizing when we had that fight before, is they don't continue to be like, they're still a menace, but it means that I just shoot past them. I don't have to defeat them to do damage. Do I just want more of the same? I really wish I knew what the elk fawn evolved into. As it is, it's just a 1/1 with the swap. Does it turn into a pronghorn? It feels like that would be reasonable if you don't know anything about biology or where elks and pronghorns are located, but that's not really the point of the game, to be biologically accurate. Let's go with the pronghorn. Just more of the same, I think. I think it's the right call. Okay, we can imbue or we can get an item. I'm full up on items, aren't I? Yeah, I mean, these are... Does the totem count as one of my 3 items? I haven't used it, so I don't know. Anyway, I think we're gonna go this way. Even though I'm more curious about what that one is over on the right. Okay, so what are we gonna sacrifice? Well, what are we gonna imbue first? We do love our mantis gods. And our pronghorns. That seems like it could be very handy for us. And as it is, the cockroach is not that useful. It seems perfect for fodder. Alright. What are we up against? Oh, not a special. Okay. I should have looked closer at what these were, but that's fine. So I don't have to worry about the mole at all right now, but the squirrel isn't going to block for the vulture. Doesn't really matter though, because it's not going to attack either. It's, yeah. Okay. What do we have? Okay, Mantis will take out the egg and the vulture this turn. Okay, so we'll get to find out what the fawn is. And then the mole. So, I think... I'll play the squirrel. I am very curious about playing the caged wolf, but... I don't know if that's the best use. What is this? Creatures adjacent to a card bearing this sigil gain 1 power. Okay. Seems like putting that down is ideal. Just feed the board with potential blood. Let the mole eat the damage for the moment. It blocks out the alpha for a turn as well. And it's going to ignore the porcupine for attacking purposes. But that probably means I want to put something else on the board to damage the porcupine instead. Or just win me something outright. Oh, shit. Okay, so the empowerment... that's rough. I think I would have lost that anyway, but... It does put me on the back foot. Okay, Squirrel will block and damage the porcupine for 1. Alpha only does 1. I am technically in the lead right now. The vulture... Alternatively, if I kill the alpha, does its buff end on the porcupine before, when it dies, before the porcupine has its turn? Guess let's find out. It does end before the turn, so the buff is removed immediately. That pronghorn is a problem. The turkey vulture is a problem. The turkey vulture is still going to try and block the wolf, though, isn't it? It gets to attack uninhibited, but it... my understanding... This is the problem with having a game that is, frankly, just not as refined as the 25-year-old game that MTG is. But the language doesn't say that it does or doesn't block, or has to, or doesn't have to block, or has the option to. So I think the vulture will still block the wolf and die. However, that does mean taking 1 damage from the porcupine the next turn. I'm gonna drop the squirrel to make it take extra damage. Oh, it went the other way because it doesn't keep moving. It bounces, even though there's room on the other side. Okay, okay. Learning how all these abilities work still. This is a surprisingly rough encounter, but my draws were also unfortunate. Okay. Kill the pronghorn. It's got 3 health. It's better than taking the damage, though. I'm playing this whole match on the back foot, unfortunately. The wolf is really my saving grace, because it continues to be evasive and do damage. Unless I happen to draw something with bones, I'm kind of up a creek. The alternative being I can play the black goat for the blood, but stalling with the squirrels, like, oh, really? Why? Is he out of cards? Is that why? But he's gonna do 2... I'm gonna do 3 damage to him. He's gonna do 2 damage to me. Or he's gonna do 3 damage to me. So is it solely because we're currently trading damage evenly and he has no more cards? It's still gonna... I'm still gonna be hard-pressed to destroy that raven. And between the wolf and the the wolf won't block the raven. The wolf is going to take a damage from the pronghorn, and it's going to take a while for me to get back over there. I can drop the squirrel to take the damage. What happens if I don't... I almost don't want to test this. But like I said before, I'm very curious, like, what kind of outcome I can trigger. Do you say anything if I don't take it? Wait, hold on. Was that my last squirrel? Do I have a limit to my... Is there a limit? Have I been wrong this whole time? There is a limit to them. Weird. Is there any other way for me to, like... Yeah, I haven't pulled anything for bones, so... That I only heard 2 taps, but that looked like 4... It looked like... Oh, it's probably because it's... I already had a few over... left over, a few extra teeth from previous. So like I had said before, I was just curious, like, do I get... I should double check the next time he concedes that he doesn't just give me extra teeth. I don't think he does. So I'm pretty sure I'm still incentivized to fight it out. But it also looks like from that, there's the potential for me to do it wrong and still lose. So I can't be... That's not like... That's a sign that I have a good chance of winning, not a sign I'm guaranteed to win, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I can tell. You encountered a small outpost in the woods tended by a mysterious woman. It was the trader that the old trapper had mentioned. Her appearance was unsettling, but you were mollified by her offerings. Do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Let's start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. I can trade you any of these. Take your time. Interesting. Hefty. At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. How much does that cost? I actually can't see because of the combination of the chromatic aberration and the chromatic aberration, the vignetting, and the unfocused effect there. I can't actually... Like, I'm squinting over at my OBS to see if I can see it more clearly. I can't tell if it's 3 or 6. I would hope it's not 6. I think that's just the shadow behind it. What is this? Oh, cool. That's concerning. When a card bearing this sigil is played, a rabbit is created in your hand. A rabbit is defined as 0 power, 1 health. Huh. So this is very useful in a condition where I can drop it behind an enemy defense that I don't want to destroy. Because it gives me... Well, no, it's only when it's played, right? So it gives me a 2 defense card, or a 2 health card, and a 0/1 in my hand. But it only triggers once. And it costs 1 blood. Which, in the math of it, really equates to I'm getting 2 health for a net plus of 2 health. Which is not very good. Like, it's a little weird because compared to other card games where you might have, you don't have like a limitation. Most other card games don't have a limitation to the number of slots, or the number of cards you can play in total. We only ever have 4. So eating a place on the board, having to burn a squirrel or something else in order to get a 2 defense thing, something that will probably die in 1 round, and only having the equivalent of a squirrel in return. That's a pretty... If it really only triggers the once, then that's a bad card. nothing to duplicate. Taking something for bones is tempting. But I'm also very curious about the tentacles. Let's round out our deck a little. These pelts are most excellent. My thanks. Well, we'll continue our journey next time.